I have a discussion with my colleagues, we always have a problem here because most of them try to show me that they somehow don't use Excel and prefer for Power BI or Tableau simply because maybe Excel is weak. They also tell me Excel is not as powerful as Power BI. They also tell me Excel is not as powerful as Tableau, and I really wonder, which Excel do they use? Because the Excel I know is as powerful as Tableau. In fact, it is as powerful as Power BI. So let me show you. Excel can model, Excel can create relationships, Excel can create very interactive dashboards like the one we are about to see today. Let me take you through this dashboard and I'll be able to show you how the modeling has been done, how the pivot tables are calculating, and how everything is rendered for you to see, for you to make the actual decisions which your business needs. This dashboard was created for Jazz Center. It is a performance overview for 2025. It simply shows the data for 2025. And I'll be able to show you everything from the dashboard to the pivot table to the modeling behind it to the data and everything. So let's take a look. One thing was very clear in 2025. Just the center showed us that the right opportunities can be engineered when the right training is there and the right connections for the right opportunities to be done. For example, we trained around 898 workers, also placed 754 out of 898 were placed in businesses. Retention rate was about 51.99, which is good. We had an average salary uplift. This means the 754 who were placed ended up with higher salaries on an average of 35%. They also enjoyed 67.70% of all the benefit packages available in the employers, and the literacy levels were about 72.40. This tells us our training is relevant, our training is market identifiable, our training is market relevant, and our training was the best. In this kind of a scenario, we also see the workers' progress funnel. Out of 1,000, the total available pool was 1,000. 898 were trained, 754 were placed. That means out of 1,000, we trained 898, 754 were placed, and the average retention months in the work area was about 9 months. That means since placement, on average around 9 months, the workers used to stay in the work for around 9 months, and up to now 51.99% of the 754 are still active in the workplace. This means these workers are able to stay in the workplace, gain valuable experience, and be able to contribute and also grow their own income and their own professional life. We also see the training completion. We had about 66% who are able to complete their training. That was about, this is what contributes to the literacy levels. You see here 72.40, 66% were able to finish the training. That means this contributed to the literacy levels here. Then we see regional household income growth. As you can see here, the average salary uplift at 35% simply says that the salaries they were receiving pre-training, that is before they were trained, was about, as you can see, the people of Kiambu were receiving 11.51, the people of Kisumu were about around the same figure. I think the figures are just similar. Mombasa was a little bit smaller, 11.34. The Nairobians said 11.88, and you can see after training, their household incomes were able to go higher with a reasonable margin. I think this was partly contributed by the average salary uplift and the placement, which stands at 754. And this shows we are able to impact the real people because their salary increase, this household income, of course, led to better living standards, led to better opportunities for them, and even to to better their lives in general. So at the program turn up and placement, we were focused on 4 key areas. One of the key areas was caregiving, we had hospitality, we also had housekeeping, and the nannies. And out of the 4, the hospitality received the biggest number of 277, of which we trained around 205 out of the 277. Of course, the difference is about those people who are not willing to cooperate in the training. The difference also comes through the people who are not willing. Generally, the people who are not willing for whatever reason, they were not willing to contribute. Others went in, but they later went out. So the difference you see is about the people who are not willing. The compensation improvement also over time. I think this is the one which is captured by the average salary uplift. But if you see around to the different sectors we were in, the nannies, the caregiving received the biggest uplift, despite the fact that it was not the highest in turnout. So something has to be looked into there. And generally, with this kind of a dashboard, you're able to see the entire flow from those who are trained, those who are placed, the retention, the training completion, the regional household income growth. You're also able to see the compensation improvement. You're able to see the program turn-up and placement. Generally, this dashboard helps you to see where the opportunities to even do better, and even where the opportunities exist to teach and train. For example, as you can see here, we had close to 34% who did not complete training. So the question is, why did they complete training? Does it mean they had no resources to continue training? Does it mean they were uncooperative? So such questions can be answered directly from this dashboard, because this will call for collaboration with other departments to see the 34% what could have been the reason. For example, the 9 months retention is not that better, so you can look into it. Why did we contribute? Why did we finish the training of 754, and on average only 9 months were retained in the workplace? Why? So these questions are relevant here. You will be able to answer them from this one. Also, you can see here we had the turnout of hospitality had the highest turnout, yet they did not receive the highest compensation improvement. Why? We also see here we had a total of 1,000 in the pool, but we ended up training 898. Why the difference? So this why is able to inform the decisions to be made. The good thing is you can also use in different training programs in real time, as you can see. That was for the caregiving. The caregiving we had trained around 225, we placed 187. The retention is about 50.27. The uplift is 36. You can see the data is flowing live as per the slicer you use. So for the hospitality still you can see the housekeeping. Also we have the nanny. You can also slice using the region. This clears the slicers. You can slice using the region. There is Kiambu. The people of Kiambu we had around 174, 148, and the story goes on. You can also slice using the people of Kisumu. Kisumu we had about 200 of them, 169, 57.99. You can slice in that manner. Definitely that's all the dashboard has to offer. But you see, with this kind of a dashboard, you're able to see what is up, what happened late behind there, and now you're able to inform the decisions to make. If you find 9 is a small number, then you can dig deeper to see why the 9. Maybe the organizations they are working for did not give them the benefits package they wanted. Also, you can look at what is happening here and be able to make decision from that. Definitely this is a demo. With the actual data you could see even the connection between the data could be much relevant, but this in mind, this is just a demo data. That's why you can see maybe you don't find the actual trends, but in real data you will be able to see what was happening exactly at what point. And now let me show you, we have the pivot tables. This is where the calculations are happening. For every number you see on the dashboard has been calculated here. You in the pivot table. For sure, these are the key performance indicators. They have been calculated here, as you can see. Then they are reflected on the other side of the dashboard. The workers funnel is here, as you can see. Everything is here. The numbers are here. The income growth with region, and also the program turn up. Every number has been calculated here, and also you can see the charts which are sourced from this area. Also, for those people who say Excel is not good in modeling, let me show you. When we go to the Power Pivot, then we go to Manage, you'll be able to see, yeah, exactly. This is the data. I have like 4 sources of data. I have the literacy, I have the households, I have the table workers, and I also have the table salaries. And I'll be able to model them. I'll be able to connect them using the worker ID. So the household has been connected to the work ID. Basically, this is what we call the star schema. Star simply means we have one fact table and the 4-dimension tables, 3-dimension tables. So every dimension table here has been connected to the fact table, which is the workers. So we have everything connected using the worker ID, the worker ID, and the worker ID. And that's how basically the data interacts. You can also see the data view. Here they are. You can also see everything about the data views. We have the table literacy, table households, we have the table salaries, and the fact table, which is the worker. Besides that, we also have some calculations here. These are the DAX, expressions. For example, the total trend. Based on what you saw on the dashboard, if the key performance indicators are the light as DAX calculations, and this is where we have them. We have the total trend, the retention, basically there's 6 of them. I think these are not 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 10 of them. Exactly, that is where you find them. So, sure. That's all about the dashboard. This is the model. This is the engine which calculates what you saw. We also saw the key performance indicators. You also saw the pivot tables. Now let me show you the data. Oh, I think I had hidden the data. Let me unhide it. We have around 4. These are the 4 sheets. We have the workers sheet, the salary sheet, the literacy sheet, and the household. Basically, these were the sheets you saw in the model. They have been modeled together to create a pivot table. And from the pivot table, you're able to see the performance overview 2025 for Jazza Center. So for those who claim Excel is weak, I don't believe so. I believe Excel is as powerful as Tableau and even as powerful as Power BI, or even the Look or whichever software you use to visualize data. I believe Excel is as powerful as that. So basically with Excel you can do almost everything. Every calculation you can think of, even the simulations you can also do with Excel. I think next time we shall look at the simulations and how to predict future using the data, how to predict future demand and the rest. So keep tuned. Thank you for watching. Check on website, you'll be able to see this project and many others, around 112 others. I'll be able to post it in the website very soon. So take care.